It was summertime on the Island of Sodor. The engines were working harder than ever before, pulling passenger trains from Vickerstown to Tidmouth and taking light passenger trains down the branch lines. Sometimes the work can be overwhelming for the engines, and sometimes they can be late. One morning, Henry arrived at the harbour at the big station with a goods train. He was late, and a nearby tugboat was quick to criticise.
These ships have important cargo going out to foreign lands. They can't be kept milling around the dockyard for engines like you.
Rubbish! We have too much work!
Then perhaps a lorry should take over your workload.
Ugh, I knew that boot. Always finding an excuse to complain about something.
The shunter uncoupled Henry's tender from the train, and he steamed into the yards near the sheds, and told them what the tugboat had said. "Despicable," muttered James.
James is right. Some of us have been here longer than Edward. For me, Hero comes to mind. But we're still in service today.
But what if the lorries do arrive?
I'm sorry to say that Gordon was right. The next morning, a crane at the harbour was unloading a lorry, along with two others. Henry steamed into the harbour and saw the lorries beside the line. The tugboat was waiting for him.
Hey, you over there! The lorries have arrived. One of them wants to talk to you.
The lorries spoke bluntly, and with no politeness.
What's that steaming pile of scrap metal doing here, eh? Be off, you!
Scrap metal? Steaming scrap metal? Pah!
A little later, the third lorry was teasing Thomas when Percy steamed into the junction.
Oh look, it's a little green goblin on wheels. You'll be scrapped.
Well, bust my boiler.
Later on at the quarry, Duncan, Peter Sam and Rusty were having a chat when they saw the second lorry drive in.
Well. No wonder this railway's a mess. You all belong on the scrap heap, or a museum.
And you're not a handsome thing yourself.
Maybe so, but at least I'm prettier and get the job done better than you all.
Go away.
The lorry did so, but not before blowing slate dust at the engines.
It's times like these I'd wish I had hands.
Never mind, Duncan. We'll go take a goods train to the works.
Great. Not.
But when Duncan arrived at the Lakeside halt, he was surprised to see yet another lorry.
What are you doing here?
We three are doing your work now. You're too slow.
The Stationmaster came to see Duncan's crew.
I'm sorry, times are changing.
But Duncan can be really useful. Come on, Duncan, let's go back to the quarry.
As Duncan entered the quarry, he saw the second lorry racing down the upper terrace.
Oh, looky, it's dummy number 2. Wait, not you guys. That impudent scallywag of a driver doesn't slow down, he's gonna crash.
And Duke was right. The lorry's tyre scraped a sharp stone and slashed open.
He's going to crash!
But the lorry made a sharp turn to the right and slid near the edge of the cliff.
Stop, driver, stop!
The lorry smashed down the cliff, then toppled down that cliff to the bottom of the quarry floor in a cloud of smoke and flames.
Oh dear, that doesn't look pleasing.
The rotten roads.
Those were his last words. The wrecked lorry was taken to the harbour. At the harbour, Henry saw the partially destroyed lorry, paint scraped and covered in slate dust, dumped beside the dock.
What's this lump of steam and scrap iron doing here?
I'll be back, so you can just wipe that stupid smile off your smokebox door.
Then Butch, the recovery vehicle, revved in. He was towing the lorry Duncan had met at the Lakeside halt.
What happened to him?
Well, this one broke down on the crossing, and, Brian kind of blew right through him. He didn't have any brakes, and yeah, it was bad.
Then James whistled excitedly. "They're bringing in the third lorry on a barge. What happened to him?" he asked.
Stupid Lorry was being stupid, and he reversed into a jetty.
Well, that's, smart.
Butch couldn't stop himself from laughing. Then the fat controller arrived.
I brought you lorries here to help my engines with their timetables, not to make complete cowards of yourselves.
We're sorry, sir.
We'll behave. Give us another chance.
No, I'm not affording to make repairs for you lot. I do know, however, a scrap merchant who would love to admire you guys on his scrap heap.
Well, the Brothers Grimm got what they deserved. Smashed, broken, and sunk.
The lorries were loaded onto a large ship and were sent away in disgrace. The last thing that was heard of them was that they had been melted down and their parts remained elsewhere on the mainland. Afterwards, the engines lived in peace.
Maybe I do need another engine.